Hey guys, Hatter here. I just wanted to quickly jump in and let you guys know that our mini episodes are going to be moving to early morning on Thursday. So you're not going to lose any episodes. We're just slightly shifting the time to make a better balance between things. Anyways, thank you for listening and we hope you enjoy. Keep investigating.
Picture it. You have worked a long day at work as a successful fashion designer that built your own business up from the ground. You're on your way home, and all of a sudden there's a car in your driveway blocking your entry. All of a sudden, you are forced out of your car and taken to an unknown location. At one point, you are rescued, but you don't know who it is. What case
I don't
is
want to
this?
picture this.
Right?
That sounds awful.
What case is this even? What the heck? Welcome to Investigation. This is your host, Scoot, along with
Hatter.
and Cass.
A confused Hatter. A slightly terrified Hatter.
And Cass, man.
and Cass.
I can't think of any other words for that. Ellen Quinlan, or aka Nell Donnelly, was born in Kansas in 1889. She was the daughter of an Irish immigrant railroad worker. Now, some sources did say Boilermaker. She was the 12th out of 13 children. Nell graduated from Parsons High School before marrying Paul Donnelly.
Okay, that's how we got the name Donnelly. You said her first last name, and you were like, also known as Nell Donnelly, and I was like, how did we get there?
Yeah. Nell went to Lindenwood College in St. Charles, Missouri, where she was the only married woman, graduating in 1909 and returning to Kansas City.
Man, well, good for her.
Nell's career began small. Nell wanted to look well-dressed even while still at home. So Nell made ruffled dresses and aprons for herself, family, and friends, and then in 1916, she started selling her designs to the Gregory Peck department store.
Wow, so that sounds like she's already, she's making a life for herself.
They
It's
always-
very been getting successful.
They always say dress for the job you want, not the one you have.
There you go.
Yeah, see, there you go, exactly.
Now, many women, during this time period, wore more plain dresses. I mean, it only cost 69 cents at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, she sold her dresses for $1. Now, despite them being more expensive, they sold quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, probably there was a lot higher quality. I mean, they were handmade, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
they probably had, designs on them, too.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
higher design. Yeah, so it makes sense.
And, with you saying dresses being, what was it, 69 cents? Or
69 cents.
Yeah, that's only,
Nice.
30
Sorry.
cents.
That was a poor joke.
So that's only 30 cents more, essentially, for a lot better quality handmade and designs on it,
Yes.
Not
Yeah.
plain. So I'm
Not just
she's-
mass produced.
Yeah, so in
things.
my opinion, I think she actually was undercharging a little bit, but, still, it still adds up.
Do we have the conversion rate of
I forgot to do the conversion weight. We can do the conversion weight, though.
the conversion weight?
I heard that.
So the normal dresses cost about $20, $21. So it's $20.90. And so her dress for
$1.
$1.
You look confused.
Yeah, because fucking AI bullshit popped up saying that it
Oh.
was 30 cents in today's money.
No.
That doesn't make any sense.
No.
No, it would be roughly $30.
Okay, so she was undercharging for sure. Because, there's multiple dresses that were kind of and have designs. They're in the 50s and higher.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the plain ones are, there are some in the 20s, but mostly 30s.
In 1919, Nell and Paul established the Donnelly Garment Company, also known as Kelly Dawn. Now, by late 1920s, the Donnelly Garment Company had over 1,000 employees.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. The majority of the employees were women who were offered a variety of benefits, including pension plans, insurance, and even on-site medical clinic.
Wow.
She was taking care of her employees.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's even if I didn't that type of job that she was offering, I'd probably still stay there just because of the work environment and like what she offers. Like, that's great.
Now, employees who wanted to further their education could have their tuition paid for by Nell, and she created a scholarship fund for the children of her employees.
Dude, okay, where's that type of boss nowadays?
Now we just have corporate greed and sadness.
Yeah.
Now, this is probably one of the reasons why the company survived the Great Depression.
Yeah.
I mean, you treat your employees well.
People don't leave jobs, they leave managers and companies.
Yes, and you're selling your dresses for relatively cheap.
Yeah.
For a good quality, so.
Yeah.
Now, the company was earning over $3.5 million in sales.
In that time?
I think in today's money, from my understanding. Still a
though,
lot.
That's a... Whew.
Wow.
Oh, no, I went too far. There we go.
I know.
Have you seen that lady? She's like in this pinup. She's a comedian, and she goes, "Oh no!"
Yes, I love her.
I love her too. I see them all the time.
Oh no!
Oh, what's your name, my love, my darling?
Yes.
I love her.
Yeah, like Cassandra or something like that.
No,
yes.
it's
something like that. Yeah. No.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Now, the success of her company soon made Nell a millionaire, but it also made her a target.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Don't know where that accent came from.
Now, on December 16th, 1931, Nell exited her office and went into a car driven by her chauffeur, George Blair. As they arrived at her home, the entrance to the driveway was blocked by another vehicle. A man appeared in front of the car holding a gun. 3 men immediately climbed into her vehicle. One pushed her chauffeur, Blair, to the floor at gunpoint and blindfolded him.
Yikes. For the listeners, I just made like a big frowny face, like, oh shit.
Yep.
Now, I don't know if the other 2 men went in the car or just one of them went in the car. I couldn't find an exact, but whoever went into the back seat attempted to put a sack over Nell's head. But she did put up a fight, and to quote her, "I got my Irish up."
Hell yeah, she did.
Yeah, you go, sister.
Now, Donnelly and Blair were soon ushered out of their own vehicle and into another. Now, after roughly an hour or so of driving, they arrived at a home at an unknown location.
So she said she got her Irish up with the bag over her head and stuff. So did they still manage to take her but not put the bag over her head?
It sounded to me like she started to fight off the one person, but I mean, anybody could be pretty easily overpowered by 3 men coming at
that's
you,
why I was like
so,
confused.
Yeah.
Like, did they still get over her later?
I feel like we could assume yes, because she said it's an unknown location, and if she had seen where she was going, she would probably have an unknown idea of it, you know?
Now, Nell was forced to write a ransom note to her husband Paul and to her lawyers for $75,000, which equals to more than $1.3 million today.
Okay.
Holy crap.
The kidnappers threatened that if Paul did not comply with the ransom, they would kill Blair and permanently blind Nell.
Damn.
Oh.
The note was delivered next morning to the office of Nell's lawyers. I actually have her letter. It's a little hard to read, though, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Just do your best.
Yeah. That, or maybe you could send us a picture too and we can help out.
I could possibly.
Picture time.
Picture time.
Picture time.
Now, I do want to go ahead and make a note here that there is a slur in the letter that is in reference to George, who was an African American.
It is really hard to read. I think it says, "Dear Paul, these men say they want $75,000. Use your own judgment. They kidnapped me and chauffeur Wednesday night. If you do not pay as directed, $75,000 in cash, $25,000 in $25,000 in $50 bills, $25,000 in 20s, $25,000 in 10s. If he, a word we don't know, does not do as directed, we shall take him home as taken you." But I feel like that's probably more like we will take him to as we took you. Maybe something like that.
Maybe.
If reported to police or any authorities, we shall blind you and kill. This is where they use a racial slur for George. You should take your car tomorrow at 10 o'clock and stand it in front of Mercer something for 15 minutes. That is showing that you are ready to pay. If not, stand it at same place at 9:30 a.m. Friday morning. If not ready by then, it will cost. So, obviously some of those words we can't read.
Yeah,
Like
It wasn't
we
legible.
couldn't really
the
discern
handwriting.
it.
It is kind of weird how it shifts from her perspective to like the kidnapper's perspective.
So I think that's probably because, she's been kidnapped. Her nerves are probably shot. So she's probably just trying to write what they're telling her to the best of her ability.
Yeah. And she's probably like writing it almost verbatim. So they probably said like, we will kill you or whatever, or blind you. And she probably just jotted it down like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
which
I
makes
mean, like,
sense.
I've done that all the time for, like, regular things. Where it's like someone will be like, hey, write this down, and I'll just write it down.
As they say it.
As they're saying it, like, like word for word.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Now, Nell's absence would be noticed at home. It was routine for her to return home to feed their newly adopted infant son, David, before his bedtime. Her husband, Paul, realized she was late, but assumed she had gone to dinner with friends. He later called several people, but no one had heard from her. Paul eventually went to bed, believing Nell would just come home later.
Okay. So for me, in my opinion, I would have been like staying up real worried about her, because like if this was not a regular occurrence for her, then I'd be a little worried at that point.
I mean, to play devil's advocate for that, like she was a business owner, so it is. I would imagine that it was more often that she probably just didn't make it home in time, and so it's like if I know that my significant other sometimes just doesn't make it home late, even sometimes before I go to bed, I'll go to bed comfy. If I wake up in the morning and they're still not there, then I would worry. Type of thing, because usually in that situation, I would imagine that she would come home while they were asleep.
Yeah. Now, in the morning, lawyer James E. Taylor found the note. He left for the Donnelly home and broke the news to Paul. Paul agreed to cooperate and did not call the police as per the note's instructions, but he did call James A. Reed, who was another one of the Donnelly's lawyers. In addition to being the former mayor of Kansas City and former U.S. Senator, Reed was also a close friend. Reed was in Jefferson City preparing for a trial when he heard about the kidnapping and was granted a postponement. Now, Reed did two things. He made a public statement that the ransom would be paid as long as no harm came to Donnelly and Blair, and he made a crucial phone call. The police also publicly launched a full-scale investigation. Nell's car had been found behind the Plaza Theater, but there were no clues as to where the kidnappers had taken her or Blair.
So they transferred her into a different car.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty typical.
Now, back to where I mentioned he made a crucial phone call.
Yes.
Okay, yes, I was wondering about that.
Reed had called Kansas City mobster Johnny Lazia, who had a strong tie to local government. Reed threatened to incriminate Lazia and his mob operations by starting a campaign to shame him publicly and go after his criminal operations with whatever legal means he had, unless Lazia aided in locating Nell. So now we got the mob involved.
Hell yeah, we do. I mean, I get it, because, like, I feel like I would go to great lengths for, like, finding my partner. Like, if I had ties to the mob, I'd be like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was actually her lawyer, not her husband.
It was her lawyer?
It was her lawyer.
The lawyer?
Oh.
Yeah, it was the lawyer.
Shit. That is one hell of a lawyer.
Yeah, like, that's... Dang, man. Like, you don't mess with the mob. Everybody knows that.
Now, Lazia's men were on the search for Nell. Using their network of connections, mob members were able to trace the kidnappers to a small farmhouse between Bonner Springs in Edwardsville, Kansas. Now, realizing who they were up against, the kidnappers surrendered. So they realized it's like, oh, this is the mob.
We're good. We changed our mind. We don't need any money.
Right? We don't want any trouble. You can take them.
Someone new entered the home where Nell and George were being kept. The person said to quote, "Mrs. Donnelly, there's been a mistake. These men are from out of town. You have a lot of friends. We have come to rescue you." Blindfolded, Donnelly and Blair were then guided into a car, driven to the outskirts of Kansas City, and dropped off.
Okay.
Okay, so the mob was like, "Oh, yeah, we'll save you for the sake of what the lawyer guy did, but you just can't look at us, like you can't see what we're doing.
Can't
where
see
we're
who we
taking
are."
you."
Yeah, you can't see who we are.
Yeah.
Now, someone had phoned Police Chief Louis Siegfried with the tip that the two victims could be found near Kansas Avenue and 18th Street. Nell and George were picked up 20 minutes later while they were walking down the road. I thought you were trying to signal me, so I paused.
No, sorry. The cat was looking.
Now, I do want to say that at one point they thought of George as possibly a suspect for the case. There was conflicting reports from newspapers / sources about this in regards to his wife Savannah. Now, one newspaper said that she was just interviewed by police. Now, then another one said that she had been beaten by police for information and arrested. With the neighbor who had tried to help her, he had also been arrested. But that's all I can find. So that's kind of up in the air as if to what's true and what's not.
I think I'm missing a chapter. Did they say why she was arrested?
I guess they were attempting to get information out of her, but there was no saying as to what charges.
Oh, okay.
For what, why she was being arrested.
So just a little sketchy.
So yeah,
overall.
It just overall kind of sketchy. Couldn't really
Yeah.
find anything to back anything up. Yeah, just kind of in the air overall.
I also think it's a little crazy to implicate the chauffeur.
Chauffeur?
Chauffeur.
To implicate George, because if you even look at the amount of money that they were demanding, if it was 4 people, if he was somehow in on it, they would probably ask for 100,000, because that would be easily divisible by 4, where 3 makes sense, or 75,000 makes sense for 3.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, the math just doesn't line
Doesn't
up.
work.
Yeah, no, because would make sense for anyone involved, they would split it evenly. So, and they couldn't do that if the chauffeur, George, was involved.
Now, with Donnelly and Blair's statements to police, along with information collected by mob contacts, led the police back to the farmhouse. Within a couple of days, suspects were in custody: Martin Depew, Walter Werner, and Charles Melee. Now, Martin Depew, leader of the operation, was apprehended in South Africa.
Whoa.
What?
Yeah, he went to South Africa.
So
Holy.
they, kidnapped somebody. The mob was like, nah, bitch. And so that he was like, oh, I'm not fucking with the mob. I'm going to South Africa.
Yup.
He
Which-
really tried to literally distance himself as much as possible.
Yeah, dude.
Now, he was extradited to the U.S., and in spring of 1932, he was given a life sentence.
Okay.
Walter Werner, who also fled to South Africa.
Okay.
Wow, okay. They both were like, I regret my life decisions.
Right.
I
Yep.
got involved with the mob unintentionally.
Yep. Now, he was also given a life sentence. Charles Melee now got a little bit of a lighter sentence of 35 years. Why? I don't know.
Okay.
Couldn't find anything that gave me a reason.
I guess I would assume maybe he had a little bit less to do with it. More along the lines of an accomplice to it in some way, or there's something, or maybe he did a plea deal.
Probably.
Yeah.
Now, after the kidnapping, Nell Donnelly promised George Blair that he would have a job with her for life. And he, in fact, did work for her for the rest of his life.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Do we know if it was still as a chauffeur, or did he maybe have promotions along the way?
Didn't nothing said. No, nothing said otherwise.
Well, either way, she was obviously a good person to work for. We
Oh,
talked
yeah.
about how she treated her.
Her employees.
Her
Oh yeah,
employees,
no,
so-
I was
Sure.
just curious. I wasn't
Yeah.
Now, in November of 1932, Nell and Paul Donnelly divorced.
Oh.
Did we aw too soon? Because you gave us a face you're gonna regret saying that.
Oh.
A little bit.
Oh,
Okay.
All right. Here we go.
Take it back. What's her husband's name? Paul?
Paul.
Fuck you, Paul. I don't know. Oh, no. Oh, no. Never mind. I just assumed. I assumed the worst of Paul.
I don't know what face you're making. You're facing her.
Let's just...
Oh, no.
She bought out his share of the company for $1 million.
Okay.
Paul moved to the East Coast, remarried, and died in 1934. Now, I'm sure why you're asking, why am I making a note of this after the event?
I might have an idea, maybe, but that's just my theory.
Would you like to tell your theory?
My theory is he probably had a play in the kidnapping. No? Okay. So I'm just so confused now. Then I don't know.
Did she have an affair with the mob?
Well, not with the mob.
With the chauffeur?
Well, hold on.
Maybe.
Hold on, calm down.
Trauma bond.
Right?
We're placing our bets now. With the lawyer?
Oh. What?
With the lawyer!
The lawyer that hired the mob?
Why would James Reed go as far as to threaten the mob in order to find Nell?
Yeah, okay.
So I wasn't wrong when I said that you would go to great lengths to find your partner.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not necessarily.
Oh, shit.
Prior to the kidnapping, Nell and Reed began an affair and even birthed a son, David.
Oh, shit. We're clutching our pearls over here.
I think I literally did. Did you hear me?
Yes.
Dude. And they went as far as literally adopting that child for...
In order to avoid the scandal, they said that he was adopted.
What the fuck? I mean, I'm not gonna, like, it sucks, but, like, affairs happen often. It's just the way that this one lined up.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa.
Oh my gosh. And that also kind of explains how the husband wasn't super concerned.
Actually, yeah, if you kind of think about it.
So he knew about the affair? And I guess because she was
the
pregnant.
Adopted son, and she got
Yes.
She was pregnant, and
in order to.
Wow.
Now, in December 13th, 1933, 72-year-old Reed and a 44-year-old Nell got married and legally adopted David. So, Reed adopted David. Let me rephrase.
So he adopted his actual son?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, but also, let's take it back.
Yes.
He's over 30 years older than her.
Yes. He was 72, and she was 44.
About 30. Okay, almost 28 years.
Okay, we can't judge on the age.
I'm not. I'm just still putting that in my brain.
I always say with age gaps, you can only judge an age gap if one of the person is below the age of 20. Because then that starts getting a little bit weird. If you have like an 18-year-old and like a 27-year-old, weird.
Yeah.
You know, you have like a 24-year-old and a 33-year-old, 32-year-old. It's all right.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm not. Trust me, I'm not trying to judge. I'm not. It's just like I have to wrap my brain.
A slight age gap relationship.
Yes, like I just had to like wrap my brain around like the age gap and then like do some math and
you were shooketh to your core.
I'm already shooketh to my core. So like adding that to it,
it's like you were having an affair, you had a son together, but you were still with. Just leave if you're not in love with your husband. Just leave him, and you married the guy you had an affair with. Just do that from the start. Don't. Which I get that, like, during the time divorce was more stigmatized and things like that. I do understand it. But don't go cheating on your partner. That's fucked up. Especially, like, God, you had a son. You had your husband adopt your son. Then you divorced, and then you had the real dad adopt the son back?
Yeah, yeah, like I said,
this is messy.
This is just
a little bit messy.
Why are we more surprised about this turn of events than the actual kidnapping?
Right?
I mean, it's kind of, I get it. We talk about this stuff on the podcast. I think that plays a part. We kind of expect something like the kidnapping to happen for an episode.
But
this we're like, oh my God, the scandal.
Yeah.
Now, Nell Donnelly Reed continued to run the Donnelly Garment Company until selling in 1956. The business closed in 1978. And she died in 1991 at the age of 102.
Damn.
Wow.
Very
Wow.
old. Yeah.
Wow.
That is very their shooketh.
Yeah.
I'm still,
That's a long
I'm
life.
still shooketh and processing everything leading up to the affair part.
I can't believe
Or-
that she would have her husband adopt her affair son,
Her own affair son, yeah.
then just have the real dad adopt him back. What did that kid go through?
That's exactly
That's
what I was
weird
thinking.
trauma to try to process in therapy.
Yeah.
But it's also like, the 1930s at this point, right?
Yeah.
Roughly.
Yeah.
No, it's literally only a couple years later.
Oh, yeah. It's okay. 1920s. Like, they didn't have therapists. Like, really? That wasn't a thing you could go do. Like, that was
Yeah.
super stigmatized and shit, too. So, like, this kid is just dealing with that.
Well,
I
actually, also, I think. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
So I think I don't know if the kid may have remembered all of that because he was a baby when she got kidnapped.
See, I think he was a
I just
toddler
remembered.
during these events.
Oh, you said a baby.
Well, in the event of the kidnapping,
Oh,
but
yeah,
if we
yeah.
go a couple
Couple
years
years
later,
later.
Couple
he's
years.
a
So it's like 2,
toddler.
3.
Yeah, but, I mean, kids remember stuff.
Yeah,
Not from that
So
age.
if-
At least I didn't.
it depends on the kid.
Yeah, it really
Yeah.
does. Yeah, but like,
But I'm saying even if not, like, that kid alone would still have, like, going from home to home. That disrupts a kid at that age. And that age is critical for their mental development.
I also just want to point out that Paul died in 34. Yeah, he died in 34, and it was in 33 that they got married and that Reed legally adopted his own biological son. So the time frame was only like a year.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
okay.
They just wanted to point that out. I know, it's still wild, but
Yeah, that's very, very wild. Like,
And in 34, so she was kidnapped in
31.
31. So literally 3 years
so
later.
the kid would have been like 2, almost 3, or 3.
Yeah.
Roughly. So I just wanted to double check myself that Paul had actually adopted
Okay.
David before he had divorced and all that. I was just double checking myself that was for a fact.
That's also a lot of paperwork
It is a lot of paperwork.
Yeah.
to, like, have somebody adopt a kid just to turn around and then have the bio dad adopt the kid back.
Yep.
Damn.
Uh-huh.
Messy, messy.
And that's all I've got for you. That is the kidnapping of Nell Donnelly.
Wow. Well, if you were also a child that somebody had adopted out and then in turn had readopted by your biological father,
Or mother.
or mother. No, I'm kidding. Share this with your mother.
Right.
Wow, that was messy.
well,
I guess I also, my brain, I'm also wondering if he unquote adopted, maybe it wasn't like an official adoption. Does that make sense? I almost wonder. Now that I'm sitting here thinking about it,
Oh, okay.
where Reed actually legally adopted him. Does that make sense? I almost
Yes.
wonder.
Yeah.
Which, in a way, would make more sense. It'd be technically less paperwork in doing it in that sense. So maybe that's actually how that had happened. Maybe
Yeah.
he more, quote unquote,
He
adopted.
just told people that they adopted the
yeah,
kid.
that's what I'm
Well,
wondering.
also, like, even if they were just telling people that they adopted the kid, how did she hide her pregnancy?
You know, you're asking amazing questions, aren't you?
yeah.
I don't know. I was just point blank. I don't know.
Unless they, like, maybe said... Well, no, because you said that Paul said they adopted
Mm-hmm.
him. Because I was going to be like, unless they said that he was Paul's kid, and then when she got remarried to Reed, that then he was like, oh yeah, we adopted him, but no, because Paul said they adopted. So she just hid her pregnancy then somehow.
Yeah, probably.
Which is weird, because if you were with somebody, you could just be like, oh no, it's his kid.
a lot of questions
Yeah,
there.
it's messy. Messy. Well, maybe your family is just as complicated as this one seems to be, and if so, share this episode with your mother. Which, just clarification, that joke comes from, because when I suggested us adding in the line about, like, hey, we should encourage people to share the podcast if they enjoy it, I had made a joke of, like, I don't know, say something like share it with your mother, and now it's stuck. So we don't
Yes.
actually mean only share it with your mother. It's just a running joke.
Yeah. It's just be the running joke for the outro now.
Yeah. But thanks for listening and keep investigating. We'll catch you next episode. Bye.
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 Me Sunade. Sunade.
Sunade.
A man impaired.
What is happening?
A man impaired.
Like more along the lines of
Artemis.
you hear her going in the mic.
Okay, little miss, come on the lap.